Hi, thanks for watching. My name is Tash and I welcome you to a new lesson. So friends, the other day I wanted to eat a pizza, okay? And I happened to call the call center and wanted to order a pizza. The person who answered the phone just put me on hold without even saying anything, without a greeting, without a hello. He just put me on hold. I waited. I was on hold for almost a minute and a half. Can you guess what I was going through at that time? Exactly, I was irritated, I was furious, and I was cursing myself for having called that call center. However, what happened over there, because I was furious with the way the guy behaved with me over the phone, I have decided that I'm never ever going to call them again. Yes, friends, it so happens that many a times we don't understand or we are not doing it deliberately, but maybe it just happens, okay? We sometimes don't know how to talk over the phone, especially at work. So yes, today I'm going to help you with a few tips of how to improvise on your telephone etiquette manners at work, okay? So let's get started. Here says answering the phone. Yes, very, very important. The moment you answer a phone, what do you say? Do you just say hi, hello? No, you either greet a person with a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening, right? So every time that you answer a phone, it's necessary that you greet. So greetings. Good morning. Thank you for calling ABC Company, how may I help you? It's not necessary that these words have to be spoken by the front desk or the receptionist. Even if you have got a call directly, you can always say, good morning, thank you for calling, how may I help you? Okay. The next point says, thank you for calling Peterson's marketing department, how may I help you? Sometimes the call gets directly directed to a department, okay? It so happens that just a random call or somebody has by mistake directed the call there. If you are the person who's answering that call, don't forget to mention your department. Always say, thank you for calling Peterson's marketing department. How may I help you? It's not necessary that you could be the person that person is looking for, but it's always better to give a nice greeting and to make the person feel nice. So that was about answering the phone. Greetings. Always greet and always begin your call in a nice way. So telephone etiquette, that is answering the phone with a greetings. Now let us have a look at the next telephone etiquette. So friends, the next etiquette is, let's say somebody's calling for somebody else and the person is not available and you are the one who answers the call. Person or caller wants to talk to someone who is not available, okay? Let's say the front desk has directed a call to your department and the person who wants to talk to somebody in your department and that person is not available. So, Mr. Berg is not taking calls right now. Can I take a message? Let's say a colleague of yours is not at the desk and you are trying to transfer the call, but it's again getting directed to you. So you have to tell the person very politely, Mr. Berg, or whatever the person's name is not taking calls right now. Can I take a message? Of course, if the person is ready, he's definitely going to leave a message. Or if it's urgent and he's not at all able to trace Mr. Berg, he's definitely going to give you the message. So very politely talk to the person, take the message and be helpful. Okay. The next one says, Jonathan is out today. Can I forward you to his voicemail? Let's see your colleague, let's say you're in a sales department and your colleague is out on a call, a sales call, and you know his whereabouts. Obviously, you can't tell this to the person who's on the phone right now because you really don't know who the person is who you are talking to. That is also very important. You cannot just give out information over the phone. You have to be a little discreet, right? So you could always say, Jonathan is out today. Can I forward you to his voicemail? Of course, being a friend or being a colleague, you can always do that much for your friend. So that was about person caller wants to talk to somebody who is not available, and instead you are the one who is taking the message for him or her. So friends, these phrases are really going to help you, okay? So always when you talk on the phone on behalf of somebody else, always understand what you are talking, because you really don't know who the person on the other line could be. Okay, so now let's have a look at the next telephone etiquette. So friends, the next etiquette is transferring or the next etiquette that you have to follow is while transferring or connecting the caller to another person. Now this we could actually relate to the front desk executives, or of course we all need to understand how to talk over the phone at all times. However, precisely I am now going to talk to you about how to answer the phone maybe at the front desk. Okay, please hold while I connect you to him. Let's say I have called and the person who's answered the phone, I want to talk to Mr. Segal, and the person says, ma'am, please hold the line while I connect you to him. I understand that every job tends to get a little monotonous over a period of time. However, friends, we have to remember that every job needs precision at all times. So you cannot just take your job very casually, and you just can't say, oh my God, this is the only thing I have to do the entire day. So I'm just so fed up, I'm so irritated answering these calls. And you just can't pick up the call and say, yes, just hold on, I'll connect. No, you cannot do that. So whenever you are transferring a call to another person, remember to use words like, please hold while I connect you to him. Also, when you talk over the phone, don't sound like a robot. Don't just, please hold, I'll connect a call. No, have some kind of, there has to be some kind of, when you talk, there has to be a voice modulation. There has to be intonations when you talk. So please hold while I connect you to him. Be soft, be gentle, be polite. The next one says, I'll put you through Mr. Sivan's phone. If you get disconnected for some reason, his direct extension is 4562. Now here, can you tell me what's happening in this phrase? Here the person who is answering the call is going out of his or her way and being very polite and helpful. She is definitely telling him that she's putting him through Mr. Sivan's phone. However, she's even helping him with his extension, because there are so many times when the person connects the call and the call returns back to the front desk, or it does not really get connected. So what happens, the person who has called is very irritated to again speak to the same person and give her the details again. So this lady here, or this person here, is telling him that of course I'm going to connect your phone, however for your help or for assistance I'm giving you the extension number, so in case you do not get connected, you can dial him through the extension. Okay, so friends, this is the telephone etiquette, or this you have to keep in mind when you are transferring or connecting the caller to another person. Because if he's not going to talk to the person he wants to, at least he's going to remember that he had spoken to somebody very polite and helpful. Okay, so now let's have a look at the next telephone etiquette. So friends, let's have a look at the last two telephone etiquette or manners that we have to follow at work. This one says problems. Yes, we are talking about a telephone. The mechanism could fail. A telephone could anytime give up. So you have to be very, very clear and precise when you are taking a message or when you are calling somebody. There could be n number of reasons or many problems why there could be a disconnection in the line. There could be a lot of disturbance in the line. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Tell me, how much time does it take to say sorry? Could you repeat? It doesn't. So remember, whenever you are taking messages over the phone, and if there is a disturbance in the line, please do not hesitate to say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Could you please repeat yourself? Okay, so always ask, do not hesitate. It's better to ask rather than taking down wrong information and then passing it over in the same way, right? The next one says, could you please spell that for me? Yes, many times we do take important names, telephone numbers over the phone. Maybe the person wants to call somebody or wants to talk to somebody and that person is not available, and he gives you his name. My name is Mr. Salvador. Okay, that sounds like a big name, a big spelling. So if you think that you are not going to remember the person's name, or if you think it's a little difficult to remember that name, please don't hesitate. Just tell him to give you his name with the spelling and write it down somewhere, okay? And if the spelling is difficult, like I just mentioned, always ask them to spell it. And of course, you know how to use them or how to ask them to spell it for you. A as an apple, B as in bat. So use proper spellings to write down the names. The next one says, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Many times it so happens that we get a wrong number and you've been just getting that wrong number over a period of time. However, the person who's calling you is not the same person again. You definitely know that. But you're so irritated that you don't want to talk to another person on their wrong numbers. So you say, I've just told you 1,000 times, don't call this number again. We tend to snap back, okay? So try not to do that because you're at work. So just try and avoid that. And you could say, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Okay, trust me friends, these are manners that we have been learning from our childhood or since we were a kid. So try and use these manners, try and use words like please, sorry, thank you wherever required and wherever necessary. Okay, so at work you should always remember that you definitely need to use these words. Now, the very, very important part, ending a call. Let's say you've had an entire conversation with a person, you've been very helpful, very polite, but do you think if you do not end that call properly, is the person going to remember you well? No, he's definitely going to remember the way you have helped him, the way you've helped him with his problems, to sort out the problems. But if you're also going to end the call properly, or nicely, in a nice way, he's going to remember you even more better, okay? Thank you for calling North Star Roofing. Have a great day. Yeah, you always try to be polite, sound helpful, so that the next time the person picks up the call and he wants to call you, he should be happy about it, okay? So, thank you, pause for a while. Thank you for calling North Star Roofing. Again, a pause, have a great day. Don't just go, thank you for calling North Star Roofing, have a great day. Okay, the person has not even understood what you've said. Okay, so pause where necessary and end the call very politely. The next one and the last one says, thanks for calling, pause. Okay, look here, this is where you're supposed to pause. Thanks for calling, Mr. Fernandez, the person you were talking to obviously. Mr. Fernandez, is there anything else I can assist you with? Okay, friends, there could be times where you're really bored of a call, or you're just waiting when you want to hang up, right? There are certain calls where it happens, the person probably does not understand your language. He's not ready to comprehend with what you're talking to, and you get a little irritated. However, friends, do not let that show, because all that he can see right now or hear is your tone. He cannot see your facial expressions, right? And you are the company for him or her right now. Right? So, thanks for calling. Mr. Fernandez, is there anything else I can assist you with? If he says yes, yes, no, no, whatever is his answer. And also you can mention that please don't hesitate to call again. See, these are the things, or these are the manners which actually make us sound like a good person or a good company. Remember friends, when we are on the phone at a workplace, you are the company. Okay, over there, you are the person who he or she is talking to, and he is only looking at you, or he is only talking to you. So whatever impression you leave on that person is the impression that person makes of your company. Okay, so friends, we have had a look at telephone etiquette, manners at work. I'm sure you'll all follow a lot of etiquette at work. However, these few points are going to help you improvise on the way you talk on the phone. So next time when you pick up a call, don't forget to greet, don't forget to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's really going to help you, okay? And on the other hand, if suppose your colleague who usually very rudely answers the phone, if he has to look at you doing that, he's going to be impressed and follow you doing that. Okay, thanks for watching, and keep learning, keep watching. I'll be back the next time with a new lesson. Till then, take care. Bye.